Welcome to the Weekly Roar, coming live from the Lion's Den, helping new managers become great leaders and awesome bosses. And now, here's your host, Greg Storch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekly Roar. Today, I want to talk about eliminating downhill habits that get in the way of achieving your uphill dreams. But first, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Greg Storch, founder of Lion Enterprise, a leadership development and coaching company. I am a certified speaker, coach, and trainer with the John Maxwell team and a certified professional coach. Hey, by the way, if you enjoy these Weekly Roar videos, you can access all of them on my website at lion-enterprise.com. At the top of my webpage is a link to the Lion's Pride Library where you can access my videos 24/7 whenever it's convenient for you. Just go there and check them out. There's plenty of resources on my website. And finally, if you're interested in speaking with me about coaching, first of all, I'm offering free 45-minute exploratory sessions for new clients through the end of 2018. That way you can get a feel for coaching and whether or not we would be a good fit for each other before committing to a coaching relationship. Hey, you gotta love free. All right, what do you say we get into this talk about ditching the downhill habits that are getting in the way of reaching your uphill dreams? Okay, so I shared a quote in my weekly email on Monday by John Maxwell that said, "Everything worthwhile in life, everything you want, everything you desire to achieve, everything you want to receive is uphill." The problem is that most of us have uphill dreams, but downhill habits. So what exactly does that mean to me? It means that we know what we want to do sometimes, but not all the time. And sometimes we get stuck and we don't know how to get to where we want to go, or we do the wrong things, and we never arrive at the place we're trying to go. So I started out this week by attending a brunch on Sunday. The drive up this mountain to reach the restaurant was full of twists and turns. I mean, hairpin crazy turns. I don't think there was a straight stretch of road the entire drive up there. So anyway, we made it to the top, and after we had brunch, we made our way back down the hill. I was just thinking about how this drive was a lot like my life, full of twists and turns. So we didn't know what was going to be around the very next turn. And that's pretty much the way my wife and I have been living life, not really knowing what was going to be around the next curve in life, right? And we've had plenty of curves, bends, forks, and even dead ends in our lives, let me tell you. But you know, we've always had dreams, one of which was to return to Europe and work here for a few years. I was stationed here 10 years ago in Italy, but as a military person. So we wanted to experience Europe as civilians. That's exactly what we're doing. Right now, we live in northern Italy. We always knew our ultimate goal was to return to Europe. But man, there were plenty of curves, twists, and turns along the way on this path. Anyway, there was a lot of twists and turns in our journey to get to Europe, and I think that's why it's important to understand why you're doing what you're doing. So when these little twists and turns happen in life, you choose the right response to it that will keep you on the road to your destination. You see, when you keep your goals or dreams as your primary focus and then choose the actions that are going to move you forward in the direction of them, then you'll be prepared to make decisions about what actions to take when you take an unexpected turn that you may not have expected. It happens all the time. Kind of like the drive up the mountain on Sunday. We knew we wanted to get to that restaurant at the top, but we had no idea what was waiting for us around each bend and each curve on the road. We had to be ready to course correct along the drive in a way that would ultimately get us to the top of the mountain. So that quote by John Maxwell, that everything worth having in life is all uphill, means that it's gonna take some work to get to where you want to go. It is not easy. That's the reference to being uphill. Anything worth having in life requires hard work. Nobody ever achieved great things or reached their dreams by just coasting downhill. Coasting downhill or riding on the back of gravity and not putting forth any effort whatsoever will never ever get you to your ultimate goal to reach your dreams. So if you aren't reaching goals or realizing your lifelong dreams, and maybe life feels easy to you, you might be coasting downhill and not putting in the right effort to go uphill. And here's the thing, if you're willing to put in the work, you'll make it uphill, and it will be so worth it because the views from up there are worth the trip. All right, man, when we finally got to the top of the mountain, we could see for miles and miles. The farmlands and the vineyards stretched forever. And even though the drive was a little stressful, once we got there, the effort was so worth it. So the question I wanted to ask you is, are you getting derailed on your road to your dreams and goals? Are you struggling to get where you want to go? If so, here are some downhill habits that you should change if you want to reach your uphill dreams, okay? All right, so listen, the first downhill habit that you're gonna need to change is creating goals that are too vague. When we don't know where we're going, it's gonna be pretty damn hard to get there, right? You gotta come up with goals that are specific, or you'll just set yourself up for failure every single time. Being vague is coasting downhill. Put the work into creating goals that are specific. Losing weight's a great example, right? A lot of people are like, I'm gonna lose weight. Just setting a general goal to lose weight is never going to help you shed the pounds you want to shed. And by the way, this has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not you have discipline or motivation. You can have both, but if your goal's too general, you're never going to get there. That's definitely a downhill habit. So get specific. Do you want to lose 10 pounds? Do you want to lose 20 pounds? What is it? Do you need to get more specific in your goal setting? If so, try using SMART goals by being specific, making sure they're measurable, achievable, and realistic. And of course, the T in SMART is put a time frame around it. Okay, the second downhill habit you need to avoid, procrastination. Oh man, procrastination is a dream killer. Smart goals are not very smart if you never take any action to accomplish them, right? We're just talking about some of the habits you need to get rid of, these downhill habits that are keeping you from your uphill dreams. And the second one I'm talking about is procrastination. So anyway, if you never get started on something, you're never going to achieve it. There's actually a Japanese proverb that says, vision without action is just a daydream. So how about it? Are you shipwrecked on someday someday I'll get to it. Someday I'll go visit that city I've never been to. Someday I'll travel. Someday is never going to come, my friends. And neither will your goals or dreams. One of the most dangerous phrases that can come out of your mouth is, I'll do it later. Have you ever heard of anyone who procrastinated their way to success? Me neither. There's a reason why. Procrastination is another downhill habit. Pump the brakes, turn the car around, and start driving uphill towards your dreams. All right? Stop procrastinating. I'm just jumping into the third downhill habit that you're gonna need to stop right away, and that's listening to people who discourage you. You know what I'm talking about, right? As soon as I just said that, somebody in particular popped into your head. You know, it's that negative Nelly, that negative Nick. Sorry to all the Nellies and Nicks watching the video, nothing against you guys. But the fact is that our behavior is influenced by the people we hang around. And that's why it's so important for you to choose the people you share your time with. I did a talk a little while ago that you can get on my website at lion-enterprise.com in the Lion's Pride Library, talking about the 5 types of people that you need to surround yourselves with. Jump on that and add it to this one because the two together will be powerful for you. Hey, if you don't believe me, think back to all the dumb things you did in high school just to fit in, right? And what about when you get around your friends on the weekends? Don't you act a little differently around them? Sometimes, because your behavior is influenced by them. When you are in hot pursuit of your dreams, especially the big one that really counts, it's important that you are emulating the behaviors from other goal-driven, successful people, right? If you're a goal-driven person and you're hanging out with the people who have stopped growing in life, you will never reach your goals. You're going to start assimilating to their bad habits, their downhill habits that are keeping them stagnant. Don't let anyone else determine whether or not your goals and dreams are worth pursuing. All right, listen, the 4th downhill habit that you need to break is being negative yourself. You can't do that. You cannot foster a negative mindset and reach your dreams at the same time. I love this one because this is right out of Henry Ford's playbook. He has a famous quote. You probably already know it. I've said it a million times. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. So if you think you're not going to make it, then you're probably not going to make it. And if you don't believe you're going to reach your goals, then when you fail, you're expecting it, which makes it easy to stop trying. But when you're optimistic, a positive mindset, and a setback occurs, you focus your energy on finding solutions because you really believe there is one. Anyway, we're just talking about a negative mindset, and you have to be careful with this one. You have to be careful with this one because humans have a tendency to migrate towards negativity. You know this, you see it all the time. Look at the news. The news wouldn't even be successful if it weren't for all the negative stuff happening that they focus on. We're surrounded by negativity and we feed on it. Last week, I actually gave you 6 tips on how to stop complaining. Complaining comes from a negative space, and it tends to be the first thing that rolls off our tongues. Why? Because it's easy. Negativity is another easy ride coasting downhill. This is a downhill habit that you have to break if you're gonna reach your goals. It takes real effort to cultivate a positive mindset. It's a lot of work. But everything worth having in life is all uphill. We're just talking about getting rid of some of the downhill habits that keep us from our uphill dreams. We're talking about not having a negative mindset. That's one of the things we have to stop doing. And it takes a lot of work to do it. And you know, everything worth having in life is going to take a lot of work. It's uphill. This is just another area than your mindset where you're gonna have to put in some time if you expect to reach your goals and realize your dreams. Here's a tip for you. This is free. I'm not even charging for it. If you're having trouble shifting your mindset, remember that everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. You get to decide. How powerful is this? You need to have that awareness. You need to have the awareness that optimism and pessimism both have an equal opportunity. There's an equal chance of both of them being present. But through choice, the choices we make, we can determine which one wins out. Woo! Okay, how many downhill habits is that so far? I think it's 4. So I think that's 4. So let's round this up. Let's do a 5th downhill habit that you need to get rid of in order to achieve your uphill dreams. All right. Okay, so a 5th one, don't be selfish. Man, this weekly roar is reminding me of so many of my favorite quotes. This downhill habit reminds me of something that Zig Ziglar said. He said, you can have everything in life you want as long as you help enough other people get what they want. You see, you can't be selfish and only think about yourself when you're pursuing your own dreams. Most big goals require the help of other people. Unfortunately, there's people out there that think it's silly to help others. They're takers, they're not givers, and they're only interested in opportunities that only stand to benefit themselves. They don't give freely of their time, they don't give freely with their money, and they don't give freely with their knowledge. Don't be that guy. Always look for ways to add value to other people. And if you will just help enough other people get what they want, you can get what you want. And I truly, truly believe that. The thought there is, don't be selfish, be selfless. Okay, woo! So there's the 5 downhill habits that will get in the way of you achieving your uphill dreams, right? So work on eliminating those habits if you want to achieve your goals and conquer your dreams, okay? So let's recap real quick. 1, don't create goals that are too vague. 2, stop procrastinating. 3, do not listen to people who discourage you. The 4th one, get rid of the negative mindset. Believe you can do it. And the 5th one, Stop being selfish and start being selfless. All right, I love it. That's gonna do it today for the Weekly Roar, you guys. I wanna know if you have anything to add. What are some of the other downhill habits that we need to eliminate? Feel free to comment. Leave comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, you can all access all of my videos on my website at lion-enterprise.com. And if you're interested in talking more about my coaching services and how I can help you break through the barriers that are stopping you from moving forward, you can also contact me through the same website. Thanks so much for joining me on the Weekly Roar again. I love our time together. I will see you guys back here next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, be powerful, but stay poised just like a lion. See you later, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Weekly Roar live event at LionEnterprise.com. If you enjoyed this video, please tell others to join us each week here in the Lion's Den. Thanks again, and see you next week.